Hello and welcome to this week's Market Share, a short weekly segment brought to you by MKR where we bring you all the noteworthy news and updates surrounding digital media in the world today. My name is Danny, and I'm wearing a hat this week because my long quarantine hair is harder to manage than Joe Exotic's political campaign. First story up this week comes from Social Media Today, where they cover Twitter's recent announcement regarding an increase in user activity but decreased ad spend. Twitter jumped up to 166 million daily users in Q1. That's a 24% increase year over year. They also reported a 25% increase in ad engagements despite there being less ad demand. Reports like this aren't isolated to just Twitter. Many social media platforms have reported an increase in users and engagement, but these numbers will plane out and normalize eventually. So consider spending your dollars now when engagement is up and cost is down. Next up is a cool announcement from LinkedIn as they add tools to tackle the virtual job interview. Recruiting is a tough game right now, and LinkedIn is working to alleviate some of that stress. They are beginning to test video introductions where a hiring manager can request an introduction as part of the hiring process. Candidates can then submit either video or a written response. On top of that, LinkedIn is adding an AI-powered instant feedback tool to help job searchers prepare for some of the most common interview questions. So shout out to LinkedIn for trying to bridge this difficult gap given our current situation. The third update we have for you this week was covered by Marketing Land, and they go into detail on Facebook expanding testing for in-stream ads on Facebook Live. The testing will occur with pre-vetted partners in the news, sports, and entertainment verticals. The ad variations will be pre-rolls, images overlaid at the bottom of the stream, or a mid-roll ad where the ad will take over the main video player and the broadcaster will be in a smaller box off to the side. And don't worry, you will have the option to block these ads from showing on certain types of content if necessary. And lastly this week, we have an article from Marketing Dive discussing the reopening of Starbucks locations. But Danny, what does that have to do with digital marketing? I'm so glad you asked. Starbucks is aiming to have 90% of their stores open by June. This means that they will be ramping up their marketing spend as well. And Starbucks reported that they do plan to spend the original allotted dollars for 2020. This means that on the back half of the year, it's going to appear that Starbucks is being much more aggressive than they typically would. I'm reporting this to you because, as I mentioned earlier in regards to Twitter, these cheap clicks that we're seeing will not last forever. In the coming months, we're going to start to see other brands following suit, and costs are going to start to rise again, perhaps to even higher numbers than what we saw when all of this began. So just prepare accordingly. That's all I have for you this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Danny, and this has been MKR's Market Share.